Search and rescue efforts continue in Miami at the site of a partially collapsed condo building. Efforts are being hampered by a fire inside of the rubble.
Incredible difficulties with this fire. The fire has been going on for a while. It's a very deep fire. It's extremely difficult to locate the source of the fire, and so they've been working around the clock. These fire rescue teams, these brave men and women under the rubble to fix this problem so they can get on, but it is hampering our search efforts. We see that the smoke has
At least 4 people have died and 159 remain unaccounted for, and that includes 4 Canadians. The 12-story condo building collapsed early on Thursday morning. CBC's Katie Simpson is in Surfside, Florida. Katie, what else are officials saying today?
Well, they're certainly disappointed that there hasn't been any positive news from the search and rescue site. They keep holding out hope, pointing to examples from other major disasters that people can be pulled out alive days after the initial event. And so they are continuing to push forward, trying to search for signs of life. But as you heard, that fire that is underneath that rubble and the smoke coming off of that fire is making the search and rescue operations very difficult. Also, the weather off and on, there's been some rain in this area, and over the past few days, that of course makes the entire rubble pile heavier. So that is something that is hampering the search and rescue efforts as well. There's also new information about a possible explanation as to why this may have happened. There haven't been many answers, and a full investigation is going to have to be conducted. But we have now learned the city of Surfside has released a report that the building in question was actually examined by an independent contractor back in 2018, and that examination found that there were major structural concerns about this building. Cracks in the pool area, in the parking garage, and cracks in some of the cement columns. They were concerned enough that it was going to be the blueprint for a major multi-million-dollar renovation that was supposed to start this year. So there is going to be concern from the families here, as well as the survivors, as to why, if there were concerns about this in 2018, was nothing done about it until now. However, the investigation hasn't even really formally gotten underway at this point. The number one priority at the site is the search and rescue operation, and that investigation is not going to be the main focus until they continue and push to try and find anyone who's still alive.
And Katie, on that issue, initially we got a statement from the federal government indicating that 4 Canadians were affected, but that was so unclear. So do we have any further clarity about those Canadians?
We do. I just spoke with Canada's Consul General in Miami, a woman named Susan Harper, and she gave us an update on the status of what is going on involving Canadians.
At this stage, this is a particularly specific kind of emergency. We're always trying to identify from the beginning, are there Canadians involved? And right now, we know that we have 4 Canadians not accounted for linked to the building.
So that is 4 Canadians who are missing as a result of this partial building collapse. What she also told me is that these 4 Canadians are from 2 different households. One of the households has a family member in Florida already at the time, and then we also have family members of the other missing people flying into Florida soon. So the consul here in Miami is trying to provide whatever support they can for those Canadian families. Basically, the number one thing they do in these kinds of situations is get information, work with local authorities to get information to those families. It is an agonizing wait, not just for those Canadian families, but for the families of all 159 people who are still unaccounted for. And so that is really the big challenge here. These search and rescue types of operations move slowly, and because they move slowly, families, there isn't really anything they can do but wait at this point.
CBC's Katie Simpson in Surfside, Florida. Thank you, Katie.